Welcome back to the Pin and Pull podcast. This is George, alone, because George ruined the recording that he did with Junior earlier this week. Why am I speaking about myself in third person? Well, it's because whenever George makes mistakes, George likes to correct George, and George can only correct George by speaking in the third person. This episode was absolutely ruined by me. I feel horrible, but I am a I am a if my dog keeps barking, I'm going to lose it. I'm a podcast professional, and I am going to make the most out of my mistake. It was just my angle. It was just my angle that was messed up. I got crumbs all over my face, and it was not just my angle. My angle is actually fine. It was the audio. My mic was selected. It was a completely different thing. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking Junior's perfect audio and good looking shot, and I'm going to be making a podcast about a podcast that I ruined. Enjoy.
Yeah! Here we go!
Yes, week 5. We are here. $5 footlongs. You remember the number 5, lucky number 5.
It is week 5. We got Texas A&M this week, and it's rivalry week, baby. Trophy game on the line in Jerry's world. There's a lot riding this week.
Before we give the full preview of Texas A&M, though, we want to give you a recap of how crazy Auburn was. From our perspective, being the fans, the Razorback fans, there was a lot in attendance. We filled our little circle right by the tunnel where the team came out pretty well. I think the coolest part about it was that we had TJ Metcalf's parents right behind us. He had an incredible game, SEC Player of the Week. Congratulations to him. I also had his high school coach right next to me. His parents were behind me. His high school coach was right next to me. So that was pretty cool. We were packed in like sardines. It was 94 degrees and extremely, extremely humid. I at times lost track of where I was. It was so hot. I can only imagine how it felt on the football field. So Junior, how did it feel on the football field playing at Auburn?
So the first half, I walked out there and I'm like, I'm not going to think about this. And it went pretty good for about like 2 halves. And then coming out for that third quarter, after going inside, you're in the cool, and then you go back outside, and then you see that their sidelines in the shade, their fans are in the shade. I was like, dude, you know what? Fuck this. I'm pissed. I was pissed after that. It got to me. The heat got to me, and I was just, oh, dude, like this southern humidity is no joke. It's no joke. And I've been trying to tell you, dude. I've been trying to tell you. I think we talked about it in one of the earlier podcasts. It sucks. It sucks ass, dude. Really bad. It's incredible. It's incredible. And like you said, dude, those palms are just constantly moving. And they're fucking dressed up in their suits and ties. Like, how the hell? You're out there in a suit and tie in that damn weather. But I think drunk. Definitely drunk. The coolest part of it all, though, was the live performance in the fourth quarter. Did you see that? I seen him walking in through the game, actually at the beginning. And, like, you could just tell, like, when people think that they're the hot shit, they had, like, these jerseys on. And I was just like, who the fuck are these guys? And then sure enough, in the fourth quarter, they're standing right on top of the student section singing. And it was tough. It was hard. Extremely cool. But I think that juice gave us more juice than it gave Auburn juice. So I think they cost them the game, in my opinion.
It was wild. I am very grateful to been able to share that opportunity with you, Junior. And so is the family. Like Cameron had an amazing time. Mom had a phenomenal time. Dad almost died, but we got through it and we made it to the end of the game and victorious at that. So it was very exciting. But was there anything else from this game that stood out to you that you're like proud about or that kind of shocked you?
I seen the GPS. I ran 17.5 miles per hour during the game. It was a pick, sadly, but I I ran aimlessly towards the other pylon. I had no chance of making the tackle. By the time I got to the other pylon, dude, I was so gassed. I did get 17 miles per hour, so I thought that was pretty cool. And I didn't make the tackle either. So there was nothing. Did you see it? Did you see me running? I was like the only guy in the middle of the field running towards the like it looked like I was not even in the play, not even doing the right play. I saw the ball and I put my head down and just chugged. I chugged.
17 miles an hour for the big boy. Pretty impressive. It's a very impressive speed for him to build up to. What was more impressive, though, was some of the hitting that was going on that football field. Junior, walk me through like the sounds and the sights of some of the biggest hits from this past week in the SEC.
Oh my God. Yeah, biggest hitting. And, right after Andrew Armstrong got popped, that dude laughed at him, right? That dude laughed at him. And that next play, that kid snapped his leg. And it was some of the most disgustingest. It was the most disgustingest picture I've ever seen in my head. Because his leg was literally like this. It was like curved. It was curved, dude. And I mean, I hate to say that like football karma, because that's just a sickening incident. But like, that's one of those things where it's like you hit somebody in the game, yeah, like you could talk your shit, but no, don't laugh at him while he's injured. You know what I'm saying? And so, I don't know. I'm a big believer in karma and stuff, and I mean, I don't want anybody to snap their leg though. Let's make that clear. But that was a horrendous sight. You could see him in the clip too, like he's trying to break really fast, and he's trying to guard Jordan Anthony, who's extremely fast, and he tries to break, and he ended up breaking something else.
Junior, before we move on from Auburn, I want to get your thoughts on what Hugh Freeze, what could have potentially been your coach had you gone on your recruiting visit to Auburn. Well, he says that if you guys were to play 9 more times, Auburn wins 9 more times. How do you feel about that?
I feel grateful to not be at Auburn. That's exactly how I feel, dude. I feel so grateful to not be playing for that coach. Cause that's just, I mean, dude, your team lost. Your team lost. Your quarterback sucks, and you want to come out here and say that we played our best game, which is far from the truth. We played possibly our worst game of the season, and we still beat you guys. So playing 9 more times would not make it any different. And so I think what I have to say to that is I'm grateful to not be in that program. They seem like a lot of front runners. I talked to Keontae Scott, one of my friends, after the game, and I mean, it's just they just don't seem happy there right now, dude. And he didn't say anything about the program, but you could just have that sense. Obviously, he lost the game, but there's just that sense of feeling where it's like they're a bunch of individuals. It's not a team. It's not a team.
And now we're going to move on to the Texas A&M preview. Junior, Texas A&M coming off a close victory against Bowling Green this past week, 26-20. The Southwest Classic being played at Jerry's World. This is an all-time iconic moment for us as a family, dad being a lifelong Cowboys fans, and you're going to be able to go out there and run out on the same field that the Cowboys do occasionally on Sundays. I want to get all of your thoughts on Bowling Green, what you've seen from Texas A&M.
I mean, Bowling Green isn't a bad school, dude. They had a really close game with Penn State earlier on in the year. I think it was week 2. So they're a solid team. They drove the ball consistently down the field. From what I saw, they had one really big play. They threw it to like this tight end, and he like juked out the safety twice. I don't know if you've seen the clip. It's pretty badass. Dude's slow as shit, but he jukes out the safety, and it's a really cool clip. And but I think the biggest key is just gonna be keeping consistent drives. It's gonna be a gritty game. I mean, all SEC games are. It's a rivalry game. We know it's gonna be 4 quarters, but it's definitely doable. We definitely got the right pieces. We got the right game plan. We got the right players to go out there and do what we need to do. They got a good D line. Bowling Green did a lot of rolling out, a lot of like full slide protections. that's what a lot of those smaller schools do when they go into these bigger games. Is they a lot of quick game, get the ball out, and they play like McNeese State, same thing. Quick game, get the ball out, and so I think they got a sack against Notre Dame. I'm not sure. Notre Dame, they had an all freshman like offensive line. They had like two freshmen starting. They had like a total of like 5 starts. So they haven't really faced a solid offensive line, and I think they're going to be put to the test this week.
With a win this week, Junior, you guys start, you know, hitting the radar, so to speak. And you guys are now going to be looked at as a team that can possibly crack the top 25. Is that something that you guys in the locker room talk about? Do you care about it? What are your thoughts on the rankings?
We're in the state of like we honestly don't care what people think of us. We realize people think that we're dog shit, and I think that's just kind of what fuels us, man. We realize that nobody has faith in us, and teams look at us and they're just like, "Oh, this is Arkansas." And so, I mean, cracking the top 25 or not, people are still going to have the same view. I think if we're ranked 23, people are still going to be like, "Oh, we're playing Arkansas, we're fine." So, none of it's going to matter until we go out there and we compete on the field, and then we show them who we really are.
Junior, is Jerry Jones going to be in attendance at this game? Like, are you aware of if Jerry makes it?
I think if you win a trophy, I think he's around the trophy. I'm going to try to shake his hand. I want to shake his hand. That's such a figure where you're like, I touched Jerry Jones' hand. So I'm going to make that happen.
What else are you looking forward to this upcoming Saturday as you guys play the Aggies?
No, dude, I guess the main thing I'm kind of looking forward to is hearing these damn chants that they have. We've been talking about it in our room because obviously a few players have played them, and it's a cult, bro. It's a cult there. It's a very weird, eerie type of thing going on over there. And even like in the films, bro, like these fans will be like in the end zone and they just chirp, bro. It's just a bunch of ROTC kids just chirping. And I can't wait. I can't wait.
That is all for the Texas A&M preview that we have for you guys. We did have some funny banter back and forth about possibly giving Jerry Jones a gift if the Razorbacks win and Jerry Jones is on the field. We're going to find a way to give Junior a gift to give to Jerry because Jerry deserves a gift. He's allowing us to play football at his fancy dancy stadium. So that's awesome. On the other side, we are going to be talking about Matthew Sluka, the talk of the town, not getting paid, leaving UNLV high and dry. Learn all about how Junior feels about this and how he thinks the rest of the country feels about this on the other side. All right, we're back, and now we are going to be talking about the story that everybody is talking about. Matthew Sluka, the quarterback for UNLV, who led UNLV to a 3-0 start. UNLV cracking the top 25 rankings. UNLV making it into the college football playoff projection graphic every week. Matthew Sluka, the quarterback that, I'm going to be honest, he wasn't necessarily playing the best that he possibly could, but winning ball games is winning ball games, and they've taken down 2 Big 12 opponents along the way of getting that 3-0 record, and now the Rebels are left quarterbackless. Matthew Sluka was owed $100,000 because of verbal contracts that were negotiated before the season. Now, as this story unfolds, we're going to be finding out all the details and the intricacies that go behind what college athletes now have to go through with this NIL Wild West. It's very interesting to me. I know that in the future, documentaries will be made about how crazy this time in college football truly is. And I can't wait to look back on these shows now and reflect on what we thought at the moment. Junior, you know better than anybody how this NIL stuff works. It's part of the reason why you left the Mountain West, my friend. And you have a good pulse as to how your teammates also feel about this. Tell me what your sentiment is and what the sentiment in the locker room is about Matthew Sluka.
I think overall, dude, the players are on board with them. This isn't, I could tell you right now firsthand, it doesn't happen here at Arkansas, but there's definitely a lot of places in the country where this same situation is happening, and players are scared to do what he's doing. And I would back him up. And there's actually another player, Bear Alexander for USC. They haven't said that he's sitting out for NIL purposes, but it happened not even a few hours after Sluka sat out. So I think this could be a snowball effect. I mean, it only happened yesterday. I think we might be getting to a point where more and more players start doing this, and it could get really ugly here for the NCAA. And I think this just shows how poorly and mishandled they've treated this whole NIL thing. Because never in once in their right mind did they ever think this would happen. They never thought this would happen. And this just goes to show you when there's not rules and guidelines in place, bad shit can happen. You're telling me somebody in the casino business can be like, hey, Barry Odom, come here. Come to my casino tonight at 9 o'clock. I'm gonna give you $100,000. Just give it to the kid. Just give it to the kid, all right? I don't care how it's gonna be under the table. It could be illegal. Just give it to the kid. We're in Sin City. Like, let's just make this happen. And yeah, the fact that nobody can do that, because I think we're even sponsored by a casino here. I don't know how the hell, but once again, when there's no rules in place, you can do whatever the fuck you want. So yeah, dude. And well, it's like, what are we doing, man? What are we doing? What are we doing as UNLV? You guys are on top of the world right now, and you guys are just letting it all crumble right in front of you, dude. And it hurts because I'm still a UNLV fan. Even when I was at San Jose, like, I want to see UNLV succeed, and it's just, I don't know, same old Rebels, man. It's just tough, dude. This is always gonna be the struggle for the little schools. Is like, how will people care enough to give money to these little schools like UNLV, San Jose, Boise State? I mean, Boise State wins, so people are willing to put in the money. But it's like, if you're not winning, that money's not coming in. And then, like I said, there was a USC guy, Bear Alexander. He has yet to come out saying that it's NIL, but I feel like there's definitely some stuff. Because with those Cali schools, man, it's weird. It's weird. Those people in the West Coast, like you said, it's status. Those people don't care to give money. And they don't care enough about football to just, give it away. And I mean, USC has a lot going on for them. I get that. But there's something about it, dude. I don't feel like you know what I'm saying? They're missing something. And I don't think they have the donors like they do out here in the South. And I think Bear Alexander could be getting jibbed of his money as well.
That was a really great detailed breakdown as to how UNLV just seems to fail as a university. Ever since Jerry Tarkanian, we have not been competitive in the world of making UNLV one of the most appealing places to play. We've seen it our entire childhood growing up. UNLV sports has been on a steady decline, and it tries to claw itself back. And winning solves all. And last year they were winning games. This year they are winning games, and now they get punched in the mouth. If UNLV continues to win, good things will happen. Maybe more people will invest in the university. If UNLV loses, and this is one of the bigger stories in the world of sports that comes out, and it's all centered around us not being able to pay athletes when we have billion-dollar businesses that operate less than 2 miles away from the university. Ever since this happened, one of the executives at Circa, a downtown hotel, love Circa, one of my favorite hotels in Las Vegas, especially if you love sports, they offered $100,000 to UNLV, and UNLV declined. Now, this is after Sluka was already kicked off the team. It's one of those situations that when I'm reading it, it's like Sluka left, but now UNLV saying he violated the policies, and that he wasn't going to be allowed to play anyway. So now UNLV offered money to be able to keep future players, and they say no. NIL's wild. But what's even wilder than that, Junior, is your San Jose State Spartans this past week played Washington State. They were in Pullman, Washington. They win into double overtime. They don't pull it out. They don't get a 2-point conversion. They lose. But, Junior, something absolutely crazy happened in this game, and I'm going to let you tell the story.
I actually ended up waking up in the middle of the night having to use the bathroom because, you drink a shit ton of water, so you just got to pee every hour in the middle of the night. And I'm like, holy shit, dude, they're in overtime. And so I tuned in for the overtime, and I swear I was like a bad luck charm. Right as I tuned in, it was like sack, 3rd and 48, 4th and 38, game over. But no, dude, they played their tails off, dude, and I was completely wrong. I thought San Jose was gonna be piss poor this year. I'm gonna be honest, and I'm just so extremely happy for those boys because they've been going out there every week, and that coach got them going, dude. I really love what he's doing there. That offense is really good. My boy Hudson Mesa got his scholarship, came into college with me, dude. Yeah, he was a walk-on. He just got his scholarship yesterday, and so there's a lot of good stuff going on there. And dude, I love what they're doing because it's program. It's not built off of NIL. They're building this off of, if you want to be here and you want to play here, then let's ride. And, I love it, bro. I'm still a huge fan of them. And they ended up losing the game, and people stormed the field on San Jose State football. I never thought I'd say that. Never thought I'd say that in my life.
Well, this has been one of the most challenging episodes of Pin and Pull that I will ever have to do again. I'm going to make sure that my microphone is working next time so I don't have to do all this extra work. I'm cramming this work in before I go to the Eagles concert tonight at the Sphere, and that is all because of the show that I produce called Misunderstood with Rachel Yucatel. If you know the name, you know the name. Google it. She's big time. I produce her podcast, and she got me tickets to see the Eagles at the Sphere. Being a podcast producer, it has its perks. It has its perks. At Mr. George Carmona is where you can find me. Junior, where can they find you?
At Carmona Jr. or JR with 2 R's. Appreciate all the support. Appreciate all the love, Hog fans. Last week we got a lot of views, so that was fucking sick, dude. Let's keep it rolling, and let's keep these dubs coming in. Go Hogs, man.